Good evening, I'm De'Ara Banks. Thanks for joining us tonight. Sam Houston State University hosted their annual Sammy Palooza, and this was one to remember.
SHSU's Department of Student Activities hosted their annual Sammy Palooza. Sammy Palooza is a free show for SHSU students and faculty in which musical artists come and perform. This year's musical acts were rock artist X Ambassadors, country artists Maddie and Tay, and rap artist Gunna. Every year the lineup for Sammy Palooza is different. It allows students and faculty to enjoy a variety of music from various artists.
Sammy Palooza being the premier concert event on campus every year, we just know with a diverse student body and just having this one big event a year that we really want to try and bring something for everybody, and so that's why we kind of change it up every year. We know it's popular. We know what the students want to see.
Sammy Palooza was held in the Johnson Coliseum. Doors opened at 7 p.m., allowing guests to buy merchandise from the performing artists. While some students were happy about this year's lineup,
I'm still looking forward to Sammy Palooza. I just want to go out and get out with my friends.
Others were not as thrilled and thought past years were a bit better.
I just thought they would have had a different kind of lineup. I mean, I remember when I was a freshman, it was so much better. Now it's just a little bit disappointing, and I've been talking to some of my other friends and hearing that they're not going, it just kind of makes me feel not motivated to go either. So a little disappointed this year.
In the end, Sammy Palooza turned out to be a great show for all who attended. Sierra Plummer, Cable 7, Huntsville.
A trip across the globe, also known as World's Fair, will take place here at Sam Houston State University. Come and be a part of the memorable event for a cultural showcase of all the countries represented here at SHSU. It will be held in the Loman Student Center and will be an event of a lifetime. Fairs are in the air. The Walker County Rodeo and Fair has been in town for a few weeks and is leaving soon. Keep watching to see what's coming up.
This is the 41st year the rodeo and fair has stopped in Walker County, and it won't be the last. There are tons of rides and food for people of all ages to enjoy, from jumbo corn dogs to juggalos. There is something for everyone, with many booths full of local, handcrafted items like jams and jewelry. Ashley Connor is one of the parents that came to watch her son, Brian, compete in the lamb show in the rodeo.
I'm watching my son show his lamb. He just finished showing and he got 5th in his class, which is pretty awesome. We're pretty excited because we raised it on our own place. We bred it and raised it, so it has never been outside of Walker County. He won Heart of Texas a couple years ago with a fine wool, and he got a $500 scholarship for college when he graduates.
Many children spend years competing, from children to teenagers, to get a chance to win scholarships that will help them attend school one day. Families from all over Texas come, from Klein, Trinity, and Madison, to participate. Randy Long, a director on the rodeo committee and former fair queen, mentioned some exciting things happening at the rodeo.
We had great entertainment lined up. We had actually a veteran out doing the entertainment acts. During that, we also have the calf scramble, which is always a favorite because you have kids that run around and they get to catch calves that will then next year be shown here. They get a donor. The donor gives them this calf that they get to raise. They come back, and then the following Friday after the rodeo, the next year they'll show it. And so you see some of that exhibited right here.
The rodeo and carnival ends on March 30th, but don't worry. If you haven't had time to go this year, they'll be back next year. For more information, go to their website, www.walkercountyfair.com. This is Emily Vakula, Cable 7 News, Huntsville.
The Huntsville Walls Unit is scheduled to place one of the Texas 7 members to death on Thursday. Texas 7 is a group of men who escaped prison after being charged for numerous robberies and even death. The ringleader of this group was executed in February 2012, another in August 2008, one in February 2015, and one in December 2018. Patrick Murphy, one of the last Texas 7 members, is set to be executed Thursday as he played a lookout during the robberies. The final member of Texas 7 does not have a set execution date yet. Prime Minister Theresa May blamed Parliament for the chaos in a televised address to the public last week. Brexit has been delayed, but for many of the lawmakers who could ultimately decide its fate, there is no breathing space from Britain's messy and at times toxic divorce from the European Union. The lawmakers prepare for a week in which they could seize control of process. Several have warned that they fear for their safety amid an increasingly bitter and disruptive mood for the country. Anna Sabri, a member of the parliament, stated that, quote, "We are tired of being called traitors. When people use that language, the next thing that happens is I get an email saying that says, 'Traitors be heated. That's what should happen to you,' end quote." This was addressed on Thursday. May accused lawmakers doing everything possible to avoid making a choice on Brexit, adding on, "People were tired of infighting political games and arcane procedural roles." Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern led 2 minutes of silence to honor the victims prior to the highly revered Friday. In other news, there has been further development in the ongoing Jussie Smollett case. Earlier this week, the Empire actor had all 16 felony charges against him dropped. In late January, Smollett contacted authorities and claimed that 2 masked men assaulted him and said racial and homophobic slurs. After a viral interview with ABC's Robin Roberts and an investigation into the claim, Smollett was charged with 16 counts of disorderly conduct for filing a phony police report. This has led many to be curious as why Smollett would claim such sensitive accusations. This controversy might have an effect on Smollett's career, but since charges have been dropped, it is unclear if Smollett will be returning to finish out the Empire series, as there have been no statements from Fox concerning Smollett's future.
This case is just a mess, especially because there's 2 conflicting things of whether he did it or not, and then the conflicting evidence that it's really hard to believe who's telling the truth at this point.
SHSU has an amazing site for theater arts fans. The Mountaintop, a playwright by Katori Hall, will take place on April 2nd, 4th, and 6th at 7:30 p.m. and Saturday at 2 o'clock p.m. This play is directed by SHSU student Cameron Khalil Stokes, and it is presented by Sam Houston State University's Department of Theater and Musical Theater. It will take place at the James and Nancy Gertner Performing Arts Center. The play involves Dr. Martin Luther King back in 1968 in a hotel. This play is reimagining the events that happened that day before Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. For tickets, call the box office at 936-294-2339 or visit shsutickets.edu to purchase them online. SHSU's Clarinet Choir will perform with guests from Tarleton State, and this event will feature guests from Tarleton State. This event is on Sunday, March 31st at 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. in the James and Nancy Gertner Performing Arts Center. When we come back, Carol will have a look at all the action across Bearcat athletics this week. And Christabel will tell us how long we can expect to enjoy the great weather outside.
Making is in essence telling a story. Every time I make something, I'm telling a story. When a kid gets their hands on the world and learns that they can make their fantasy play, that they can make their reality, that's power. As far as I'm concerned, everyone should feel that kind of power. So if there's something that interests you, go figure out how to do it. Go tell your own story. There it is. I want to know why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Both my legs were amputated due to an IED. It's when you start to try to get back into like an everyday life. I absolutely felt like I lost some of my purpose. There must be something more. When DAV came into my life, they gave me a new mission. I could still be a productive member of society, could still support a family.
The DAV gave him that sense of structure and purpose again to get his life back together.
Visit DAV.org to learn more about our mission.
A season full of hopes and promise has come to an end. Hello, Bearcats. After a disappointing showing at the Southland Conference Tournament, the Bearcats look to bounce back in their first-round matchup with the Horned Frogs of TCU in Fort Worth. But it just wasn't meant to be. Despite a solid effort by junior forward Kai Mitchell, who scored a season-high of 24 points, the Bearcats were simply outmatched as TCU went on a 15-3 run to close out the first half, never putting the final outcome in doubt. The Bearcats finished the season with a final record of 21-12. Seth Ballou tossed his first complete game as a Bearcat, leading Sam Houston State to an 8-2 win over New Orleans on Saturday afternoon, clinching a series victory at Maestri Field.
Ballou scattered 9 hits and struck out 3, walking a single batter and allowed 2 runs on his day, picking up his first victory of the season. The Bearcat batters helped out with a 12-hit effort by the Bearcat offense, propelled the Cats to their 7th consecutive series victory on the road in Southland Conference play over the past 2 seasons. The Bearcats did not trail for the entire weekend, with the exception of Saturday's walk-off defeat in extra innings to the Privateers. Moving on to for the first tie with league rival Stephen F. Austin. Riley McKnight set the tone for the offensive attack with a 4-for-4 game, scoring twice and driving in a pair of runs. Jordan Cannon delivered a pair of hits and drove in 1, while Jack Rogers had 3 hits, including 2 doubles, an RBI, and scored 2 runs. For the first time in school history, the Bearcat Bowlers can call themselves Southland Conference champions. The Cats outlasted the top-seeded Vanderbilt Lady Commodores, giving them their first conference title in 5 tries. After splitting the first 2 rounds of the match, both teams had to decide things in a best-of-7 Baker match. The Cats took the first 2 matches before Vandy bounced back and tied it back up at 2. The teams would split the next 2 games, leading to a decisive Game 7. But then the Bearcats caught fire. Madison Keller had a strike in the 4th frame to start a run of 6 in a row, capping it with her 2nd strike of the game. They needed every one of those strikes as well, holding off Vanderbilt 230-225 to clinch the title. The win also secured an automatic bid to the NCAA championship in April. And coming up after the break, we'll hear about the weather.
Oh, hey, bud. Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
I've been meaning to ask you, is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
Hello Huntsville, I'm Cristobal with a look at your weather. Currently, it's 73 degrees outside under mostly sunny skies. Winds out of south-southeast at 12 miles per hour with 50% humidity. Overnight, you can expect those temperatures to drop down to 62 degrees under clear skies, with only a slight chance of rain. Looking ahead to our 7-day outlook, you'll see our chances of rain increase, so you'll want to keep an umbrella close by. We'll be starting the month of April with possible showers and scattered thunderstorms, with our greatest chance of rain coming on Friday of next week. And so, De'Ara, as much as we've been enjoying all the sunshine here lately, it does look like we might be in store for a wet week. So you may want to schedule a lot of indoor activities.
The Muster Festival will begin at 8 a.m. with the 5K run and fun march, and the festival will begin at 10 a.m. and the run until 4 p.m. This event is free to the public and is a fundraiser for the museum. Attendees have the opportunity to learn more about U.S. military tanks as well as honor veterans and first responders. This year, the festival will also recognize correction officers. If you're interested in learning more about the Harts Veteran Museum or the festival, check this event out. Registration is $25 before March 30th and $30 on the day of the event. That is all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us. I'm De'Ara Banks for Cable 7 News. We will see you right back here next week.